that stuff about a high 12 glow may sound kind of corny, but I've had that kind of feeling as a Freemason, and I'm sure you've had it too. There's something kind of special about giving your time and energy toward helping young people become decent American citizens. But in addition to an opportunity to give our kids a break, High 12 offers you a whole lot more. On one important level, for example, it's a stimulating, well-organized luncheon club for contemporary-minded men like yourself. High 12ians assure me that they seldom experience a bad meal or sit through a boring program. In short, High 12 is fun. So bear this in mind when you consider your invitation to join. Besides the glow of giving, you'll experience the glow of receiving as you share an hour of fellowship away from the rituals of the lodge. You know, when you join High 12 International, you become a member of a very special fraternity, one that's different from any other club in the world. So come have lunch, participate in youth and patriotic service, and enjoy the sense of satisfaction that comes from being a part of Masonry in action.
Mychaeltodd, and I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee. But I think I've been a Marylander longer than I've been a Tennessean at this point. But I actually ended up at GW and in the Wolcott program because after college I did a stint in the Peace Corps, and I served in the Philippines. I graduated with a psychology degree, but when I went to the Peace Corps, I realized how much I loved learning about other cultures and working with people from all different places, working on economic development. And I first tried to think how I could incorporate psychology with this newfound love of international affairs, but ultimately I realized that if I really liked international affairs, I should come to Washington. And by a fluke, I was here at GW, and the financial advisor gave me some information on the Wolcott Foundation, and I contacted Beryl Franklin, who was my Wolcott representative, and he was just the nicest person. He was so wonderful, and he encouraged me to apply, and I did. And Wolcott was fantastic because even though they push the government service, it's something that I've always wanted to do. I've always just wanted to serve. Money has never been a motivation for me, which is one reason I think that I did the Peace Corps. I've just always wanted to help. I've always wanted to work with other people.
My name's Tom Wallace. I'm from Dexter, Michigan, which is a little town about 25 minutes northwest of Ann Arbor, Michigan in Washtenaw County. I actually grew up on a farm there. Went to university at the University of Michigan. And I was always really interested in international affairs, and I thought I wanted to work in government and that sort of stuff. So after undergrad, I knew I probably should go to grad school if I wanted to work in government, but I was looking at it, and financially I didn't know how I could make it work, to be totally honest. So I actually went and lived and worked in China for a while, and while I was there, I applied for grad school, and I obviously applied to George Washington and was invited to apply for the Wolcott. And I got it, and it's honestly been life-changing. That's the only word I can use to describe it. Looking ahead, so I've been working full-time and going to school full-time. I work as a researcher at a national security think tank, and then obviously go to school full-time at the Elliott School. And I would not have been able to do that without the Wolcott. And more importantly, it's a major motivator, in that I'm very cognizant every day I go to school and I get to do that and I get to live my dream and build a career, that I only was able to do that through the donations and the generosity and the support of Wolcott, and indirectly the hundreds or thousands of Masons, Shriners, etc. that made that possible for me. So as I move forward, I'm certainly going to be moving into position in the federal government, and I'm very cognizant of that. I was trusted with your support and your faith that I would go and I would justify that investment and that trust by performing public service for our country, and I think of that just about every day. So I guess all I can say is thank you so much. I'm going to do what I love. And
Perfect.
So my name is Bill Vantine. This is my brother Carl Vantine. I was a Wolcott Fellow in 1987, so it's been quite a while. I very appreciative to all of the support. It enabled me to complete my second year of graduate school at the Trachtenberg School at George Washington University. After I left the school and graduated, I went on to NASA, where I spent 10 years at NASA in a number of different positions. And then I moved from there into the international business world, where I worked for a number of different companies, including supporting the Halliburton Corporation for a while, and today I serve as the President and Chief Operating Officer for a large international consulting and software business. This is my brother Carl, the one with more hair than me.
I was a fellow in 1998. I went to GW, both the business program and the L8 school program. From 95 to 98, my brother actually introduced me to the program. It's been a wonderful program for me. George Washington and the program opened for me a world of international business with the World Bank and the IMF close by, and some of the opportunities that it presented. My first work experiences facilitated by attending GW and receiving this fellowship were with the State Department.
My name is Deborah Swerdlow. I'm originally from Orlando, Florida. Been in DC for almost 4 years now, and I just started in the Trachtenberg School getting a Master's in Public Administration in fall 2013. My goal is to graduate in fall 2015 and to concentrate in social policy as well as federal policy and politics. Receiving a Wolcott Fellowship has been immensely meaningful. I think I cried when I found out, just because, you know, going to graduate school has always been something that I wanted to do, and I was never really sure how I was going to pay for it, but, you know, I figured and hoped that, you know, if I worked hard enough, it would work itself out in the end. And so I applied. The George Washington University was my very first choice, exactly where I wanted to go. And I had been looking at some loan options. You know, was not too thrilled about, you know, having some student loan debt, but figured it was a good reason to, you know, incur some debt if I had to. And then when I found out about the opportunity of the Wolcott Fellowship, to not only be able to finance my education, but also to support me in the career in public service that I've always wanted and that has motivated me to get this degree, was just something that, you know, at the time I really couldn't put into words. So thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm really enjoying my studies so far, and I look forward to the rest of the program. And